Now, shout out to man like Agent 000 for introducing me to this channel. I'm not really a person that really likes to get involved in politics, but shout out to Fem as well, which is the actual channel. And these guys they occupy a certain pocket within the whole political world, bro, that I'm like, you know what, any general person can actually take a liking to these videos and actually learn something. And especially as like just a creative person in general and that, bro, and the way they make the videos, the animations, all of that, bro. Cold. So let's see.
It's roughly 6 a.m. in Israel. A series of fighter jets takes off, armed with long-range high-precision missiles. According to CIA and Israeli intelligence, a significant portion of Iran's leadership has gathered here, in a compound in Tehran. Among them, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the country's supreme leader. 2 hours and 5 minutes after the jets took off, Israeli missiles strike the compound. This is how the Israeli and US attacks on Iran unfolded, how the country's leader was killed, and what has happened since.
Oh, rah! Oh, Fern, my bad. I don't even know what I said. I think did I say fam? I don't know. But I don't think I've ever seen a news reporter live on air, bro. Obviously, you don't know, it could be YouTube, it could be, but that actually seemed like an actual television station, bro. Crazy.
By the time this video is published, new details might have emerged.
Okay.
The US, Israel, and Iran have a long history of tensions. Until 1979, Iran was an authoritarian monarchy ruled by Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. He was supported by the US. When his regime was overthrown in the Iranian Revolution, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini took control of the country and founded the Islamic Republic. He was determined to transform Iran into a country ruled by Islamic law. Khomeini abandoned the former Shah's pro-Western stance. The US and its close ally Israel were declared sworn enemies. Especially the opposition of Israel became a strategic and ideological goal. Ruhollah Khomeini died in 1989 and was succeeded by Ali Khamenei, a cleric who quickly rose through the ranks and had become a key figure in the religious leadership of the country. Over time, Iran, Israel, and the US repeatedly engaged in conflicts. Sanctions were imposed onto Iran. Iran became a key financier of anti-Israeli militias in the region. In 2002, it was
You know what the crazy thing is in that, man? Because obviously when it comes to all of these different world leaders going at it and all of that type of stuff, it's kind of like who has the balls and cojones, but also who has the power as well in that, man. Because if you really think about it, this is 3 independent countries. But obviously there's so many different politics in that, bro, that people have to band together and create coalitions and all of that. But essentially, this is like 3 adults. And imagine another adult saying, yeah, you can't do this, you can't do this, and you can't do this. And if you try to do something, I've got something in my backyard and that, bro, that will get you into line and that, bro. Do you know what that does to a person's ego, bro? Like, that's crazy. So to be able to operate in this world right here and that, bro, where you're running a country and, you know what I'm saying, going at it with other world leaders and that, bro, like I said, you got to have the balls for a fact and that, fam. And you got to be able to, you know what I'm saying, be able to throw a bluff out there, but you also got to have the resources to back up your talk as well and that, bro. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm telling you, man.
Covered that Iran was enriching uranium at 2 secret locations. The enriched uranium could be used for nuclear reactors or nuclear weapons, a fear the US and its allies had had for a while already. Iran has repeatedly denied its alleged pursuit of nukes. The US and Israel ran many attempts to stop the nuclear program. Through cyber attacks, the assassination of key scientists, and especially in the US's case through diplomacy. In 2015, the Obama administration and the Iranian regime agreed to a nuclear deal.
This is a good day, because once again, we're seeing what's possible with strong American diplomacy. Under the nuclear deal that we, our allies and partners, reached with Iran last year, Iran will not get its hands on a nuclear bomb.
However, in 2018, President Trump pulled out of the deal.
This is what I'm saying, though, because the people that they're making the deal with, the people that Iran are making the deal with, literally have that exact thing that you man are forcing them not to make, and that, man. And it's not for world peace or da. Bro, you guys know why you don't want Iran to get their hands on certain things and that, man. You get what I'm trying to say? And it's just the case in that, bro. You're trying, bro. People might say words and contracts and we've come to agreement, but at the end of the day, is you move. You know, that's all that is. You move and yeah, it might get sticky for you. You get what I'm trying to say? So this is what I'm saying in that, man.
On a nuclear bomb.
However, in 2018, President Trump pulled out of the deal.
The fact is, this was
it
a
doesn't mean
horrible,
anything.
one-sided deal that should have never, ever been made.
Ever since, relations have tensed up. In 2025, in the midst of new negotiations, Israel and the US launched a series of airstrikes on Iran using bunker buster bombs. 3 Iranian nuclear sites were heavily damaged. In the same year, Iran plummeted further into an economic crisis. The currency crashed, food prices soared, people grew frustrated. By the end of 2025, mass demonstrations erupted across the country. Peaceful protesters and rioters called for the end of the Islamic Republic. Trump called for an uprising of the Iranian people against their government, saying help is on its way. But the regime brutally
This is crazy, man. And this is what you man. I don't even want to be doing too much talking, bro. But these men are just basically just sitting. You know what I liked? If you've ever watched Vikings and that, bro, that's a perfect example, bro. Where the Vikings go into battle and their leader is on the front line with them, man. But this is just people just pulling strings and pressing buttons and that, bro, in a well-protected space and not actually putting their own neck on the line, pushing their own narratives and propaganda, but trying to put it in a way that this is for the people. And bro, get out of here, man. Anyway, I'm trying to do too much talking and that, but he's crazy and that.
cracked down on the protests. It shut down the internet across the country. For days, little to no news made it out. In the end, thousands of people were killed. 50,000 reportedly got arrested. The US began to build up troops in the region, with Trump repeatedly threatening Iran. On Thursday, February 26, there was a last-ditch diplomatic effort between the two countries in Geneva. To no avail. Saturday, February 28, around 9:40 a.m. in Tehran, Iran's capital. This government compound is not far from Hur Square. It reportedly houses offices of the Iranian presidency, Iran's National Security Council, and the supreme leader. Since 2025, the US has apparently gained specific insights how Ayatollah Khamenei and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps communicate and move while under pressure. Reportedly, the CIA has tracked Khamenei for months. They've mapped his whereabouts and studied his patterns. They're confident he's here today, and they learned of a meeting of top Iranian officials on site. The US and Israel originally intended to strike at night under the cover of darkness. But they reportedly moved their time of attack. This opportunity was too good to miss. Suddenly, Israeli missiles hit the buildings. During impact, several national security officials are in one of them. Supreme Leader Khamenei reportedly in another. Afterwards, satellite imagery shows heavy damage to the buildings. Black smoke is rising. Geo-confirmed footage recorded here also shows massive amounts of smoke in the area of the compound. A picture taken here, too. Ali Hosseini Khamenei died in the attack. Also killed, Sayyid Abdurrahim Mousavi, Chief of Staff of Iran's armed forces. Ali Shamkhani, head of the National Defense Council. Mohammed Pakpour, Commander-in-Chief of the IRGC. Aziz
Yo, these are key people within Iran and their defenses and that, bro. What the?
Nazarzadeh, Defense Minister. According to Israeli
they hit
news,
the
a total of
ball, man.
30
What
senior Iranian officials were killed in just half a minute in the opening strike. The operation was dubbed Roaring Lion in Israel and Epic Fury in the US. It has been planned for months. Masoud Pezeshkian, president of Iran, however, survived. Ali Larijani, secretary of the Supreme National Security Council, vowed Iran would fight back and assured continuity of governance. The strike on the government compound was just one part of the operation. Afterwards, Israel reportedly take out Iran's air defenses, especially around Tehran. In a third wave, Israel deploys roughly 200 fighter jets, bringing much of its air force into Iran. The goal is reportedly to destroy as many Iranian missiles as possible, as fast as possible.
Okay. That's what I wasn't understanding. So obviously you have the president, but then you also have the supreme leader and that. Okay. So he's above the
The
president.
US reportedly joins in about 30 minutes after the attack on Iran's leadership. According to the New York Times, their attacks focused primarily on targets in eastern Iran, far away from Israel. They also attacked the Iranian fleet. Reportedly, US warships fired Tomahawk cruise missiles at Iranian targets. American ground forces use artillery rocket systems. Several military and command centers in Tehran are hit by Israeli airstrikes. Further explosions are reported in Iranian cities across the country. Trump releases a video officially announcing the military.
Bro, this guy came onto a camera with a baseball cap and basically said to Iranian citizens and that, bro, yeah, just stay in your houses, bro. We're going to be bombing for a few more days and that, bro. But yeah, just stay in your houses. Hopefully nothing happens to you, but you never know in that, bro. But at least stay in your house, bro. I was like, what the fuck? That's when I was like, yeah, this guy's not even him. Just people in power in general are tapped, bro. Because they're not on the front lines. They're not the ones. All they do is just make a decision and they're far away from all the action, fam. And they have the audacity to tell people, oh, stay in your houses. Like, that's going to solve everything, bro. Like,
operation and urges the Iranian people to take over their government.
When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take.
Netanyahu later does the same.
and what the hell does that mean, bruv? What does that even mean? Some random Ahmed from flipping, I don't know, bro, that has a supermarket or is running a supermarket is just supposed to go and like run the country. Like, you're literally causing mass chaos, bro. Within mass destruction as well. Like, what we doing, bro? Like, the way he said it and that, bro, was like it's some flipping family feud. Like, we're talking about a whole country right here, bro. Look how many people you've just taken out and you think, oh yeah, take over your country. Like, what? Crazy to me, man. And he can say that, bro, because he's not actually within the chaos, bro. He can say such a statement like that, bro, when you know it's not that simple. Why am I not hearing anything?
Netanyahu later does the same.
נבטיח את נצח ישראל.
Shortly after
That
the
guy
announcement,
right
an
there.
airstrike hits the Saraye Tayyibi Elementary Girls School in Minab.
That's one of the most diabolical human beings I've seen in recent times right here.
נבטיח
Kizzy. This
את
guy,
נצח ישראל.
Shortly after their announcement, an airstrike hits the Saraye Tayyibi Elementary Girls School in Minab, Hormozgan province. Iranian state media and officials claim that at least 175 people got killed, most of them likely children. These numbers have not yet been confirmed independently.
you have this guy in a baseball cap with a straight face saying stay indoors and that, bro, and take back your country. Yo, flipping hell, man.
Killed, most of
This
them
is
likely children.
crazy.
These numbers have not yet been confirmed independently. According to the New York Times, the school is adjacent to an Iranian naval base. US Central Command announced an investigation into the strike. Iran launches Operation True Promise 4 and the retaliatory strikes begin. Countless missiles are fired at dozens of sites across the Middle East. More than 200 missiles are launched at Israel alone. In solidarity with Iran,
Bro, if Iran can do that, do you know what these bigger countries can do? What the flip? I know I keep on pausing, but this is the thing with war, bro. Is that I don't care who you support and who's in the right and who's in the wrong and da. At the end of the day, it's 1% of people in a country dictating what happens to the rest of the 99, man. You get what I'm trying to say? Man don't even really have a say like that, bro. So it doesn't even matter how you want to, at the end of the day, innocents are being killed on both sides and that, man.
the Houthis in Yemen announced that they will
wait.
resume attacking shipping lanes in the Red Sea. This effectively ends a 3.5-month pause following the 2025 Gaza ceasefire. The US-led coalition reportedly intercepts several drones and missiles heading towards Erbil in the Kurdistan region of Iraq with no casualties. Multiple news outlets later report explosions near Erbil International Airport where US soldiers are stationed. That afternoon, Dubai International Airport is hit with an Iranian drone, striking Terminal 3 and effectively closing UAE airspace. Several luxury hotels like the Burj Al Arab and Fairmont de Palm are set on fire. It's unclear whether this was the result of a direct attack or if the fires were caused by debris from intercepted missiles. But the UAE isn't the only country targeted by Iran. In Bahrain, missile and drone attacks hit the US Navy 5th Fleet headquarters. Footage shows what appears to be an Iranian Shahed drone striking a tower block roughly 20 minutes from the facility. In Qatar, the Ministry of Interior reports 66 ballistic missiles were fired at the country. The debris reportedly injured at least 8 people. In Saudi Arabia, the Prince Sultan Air Base is targeted by ballistic missiles, which are reportedly successfully intercepted. In Jordan, the military reports that it has intercepted and downed 49 drones and ballistic missiles, likely headed for the major US military bases across the country.
I was just about to say, bro, these men are harassing everything that belongs to the United States around them, bro. What? This is what happens, though, man. And this is what I'm saying. If these people were in the middle of these wars, the decisions they make would be completely different. You think Trump would be moving this crazy and that, bro, if he was actually in one of these countries or in one of these air bases? Of course not. Because he's in the flipping America, bro, far, far away from the action. And if anything does happen on American soil and that, come on now, bro. You know the defenses are in the... He's going to be protected and shielded and that, man. So that's why he's able to make these decisions and that. I mean, it's crazy to me, bro. And not have a care in the world and tell people stay inside. Like, that's going to solve everything.
And ballistic missiles, likely headed for the major US military bases across the country. In Kuwait, Iranian drones strike 2 passenger terminals of the Kuwait International Airport. In Syria, debris from an Iranian missile kills at least 4 civilians while injuring several others. Both Qatar and Saudi Arabia announced that they reserve the right to respond. The Arab League condemns Iran's attacks. Following the blanket strikes by Iran, NATO senior command said its missile defense systems in Europe and its early warning radar in Turkey are on alert. Some experts warn that Iran may activate sleeper cells in Europe and North America. There are many more events and details we can't cover in this video, as attacks continue back and forth. So let's zoom out a bit. The US's involvement in the attacks is controversial. On Truth Social, Trump said this:
Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime. Its menace.
What imminent threats, bruv? You throw the first punch. You literally threw the first punch in that, bruv. Like, what we doing here, fam? Like, nah, this is crazy. I'm literally watching 2 people in front of me and that, bruv. One person throws a punch and the person that throws the punch is telling me that, oh yeah, future danger and that, bruv, imminent danger. But bruv, you just threw the punch at like, what we doing, fam?
Activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world.
It's an argument for a war of necessity. An attack was looming across the sea, so the US had to strike preemptively.
Bruv,
But it's
shut up,
unclear
man.
how Iran's
Like,
activities directly endangered the United States. Iran was apparently years away from obtaining a nuclear weapon, according to the US's own intelligence. The country's ballistic missile arsenal is estimated to reach no more than 3,000 kilometers, a threat to neighboring countries, but not to the US. Iran might have been attacked because it was in a uniquely weak position, as a type of preventive measure. This might make this a war of choice, not one of necessity.
These preventive wars are often condemned internationally, not only because they're optional, because if every nation went out to strike adversaries who they thought were temporarily weak, we would live in a world of constant war.
Exactly, and it all depends on the person that is running said countries as well. Because Trump is a madman, he will actually go ahead and do this, bro. And that's why I'm saying they're no different to flipping gang leaders and all of these cartel bosses. You get, it's just a fight for power and all of that type of stuff, man. Because you say, yeah, you're doing things for the greater good, and I can understand it to some degree and that, bro. Like in certain situations and that, bro, people are gonna have to be harmed in that, bro. But right here, this could have been prevented. This could have been prevented right here.
According to international law, a war of choice would be illegal. There are also discussions whether the attack was in violation of the US Constitution. Trump started the war without congressional approval. Across the US and parts of the world, protests erupted, partly against the Iranian regime, partly against American involvement in the war. Oil prices have risen sharply.
Of course.
Experts warn of an impending global
course.
energy crisis because of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. In Iran, people celebrate the death of Ayatollah Khamenei. Others are grieving. At this point, it remains unclear who will succeed him. For now, the regime formed a provisional government. It seems set on revenge and continues to strike Israeli and US bases.
And I feel like what the people are going through in Iran as well is probably going through a certain situation, and now one of the problems have been taken off the board, and the relief is so great that the wool is still being pulled over their eyes type of thing. But if that was the case, why are these men out here anyway? Well, you guys saw the girls' school that got, you get me? If it was just about the leader and you guys can take control of it, why they now bomb?
It seems set on revenge and continues to strike Israeli and US bases. The exact number of deaths is hard to determine at this point. According to the US military, so far 3 American soldiers have been killed, with 5 seriously injured. According to Al Jazeera, 10 people have been killed in Israel, 3 in the UAE, 1 in Bahrain, 1 in Kuwait, 13 in Lebanon, and 2 in Iraq. The Iranian Red Crescent has reported that since the attacks, at least 555 people have been killed, with hundreds injured. According to the Times of Israel, these numbers do not differentiate between military and civilians. The situation is likely to escalate further in the upcoming days.
Of course.
Timely
of
reporting like
course.
this is incredibly resource intensive. It's only possible thanks to today's sponsor, Hansen Shaving. We're grateful.
Shout
Long,
out, man.
less irritation.
If these men are even animating the flipping ad, bro. Are you mad, bro? Nah, shout out to these guys, bro. I ain't even trying to waste too much time, but this is an ad that I would actually watch, bro. Like, what? Is that it, though? Yeah, man. I was going to say something, but that completely caught me off guard, man. But shout out to Fern, man. Shout out to flipping Fern, bro. One more time. Yeah, man. This is a situation that just didn't need to happen, man. And it's annoying where when it comes to the people that run the country is only 1% of the population, but they dictate what basically happens to everyone else, man. It's unfortunate, bro. RIP to everyone that has lost their lives in that, fam. You get what I'm trying to say? Especially the ones that... Because I feel like when you choose to be president or choose to be a soldier, you kind of knowing that you're putting yourself in dangerous situations to some degree. You know what I mean? But when it comes to the innocents and that are just going about the day, especially children, bro, like, it should never be the case where they have to be in fear or worried that their life is going to be taken away because of some random decision, some random person that they don't even know made. You get me? But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. It's your boy and Jazz. I'm gone. In a bit, people.